What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. We got a Monday slate here, 8 games over on DraftKings. Grande, we got a good week of DFS baseball coming up. The Dodgers are in course starting Tuesday, so take your reprieve now. They are not on this slate, but knowing where more often than not we're going to be looking to, do we get a 7K Ohtani this week? Probably, right, sure. In course. So we have that to look forward to, but we got a Monday slate here. Spencer Schwellenbach is your top price starting pitcher, not in the 10K range. So we should be able to build some pretty solid lineups here, given the slate size and where the money is likely going to be spent here.
Yeah, I already see some very interesting stuff on this pitcher's position, so I'm ready to get into it.
Schwellenbach is on the road against the Mets at $9,800. Brian Wu on the road against Bailey Ober at 96. Chad Patrick at home against Pittsburgh, 8,600. Shane Smith, Matthew Liberatore, Nick Lodolo round out that 8K range. Again, it goes by quick. Top 6 starting pitchers there. Who stands out to you?
Schwellenbach, obviously in a tough spot, but twice in the last 4 games, he's put up at least 37 fantasy points. So anyone with that type of ceiling, I have interest in. I think Brian Wu looked really good last start. Never know when you're going to get the dominant Brian Wu start, but he is a very good baseball player at times. So you get him on the road, a place where he hasn't been as good as he is at home. We've seen that forever with a lot of Seattle pitchers. But I think Brian Wu at 96 definitely is in play. I actually like Chad Patrick quite a bit. 8,600, really good spot against Pittsburgh. Has kind of scuffled in the last 2 starts, but he misses a lot of bats for a rookie, and kind of just like he's this year's Tobias Myers. Last year was Tobias Myers, pitcher came out of nowhere. Well, welcome to first name Chad Patrick as that guy this year.
Yeah, and his strongest game on the road against Chicago, and then against the Braves team with Ronald Acuna. So
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and he has basically been nails other than that. And even with those 2 starts, 3.5 ERA, basically a strikeout per inning. So I think those 3 are the first that stand out. And then I think it drops off pretty considerably. We know that Ben Brown's going to get ownership for the sole purpose that Ben Brown can get strikeouts. But it's a pretty brutal spot because St. Louis is a very annoying offense and very tough to do anything against.
Yeah.
I think that Erod is mispriced here.
Sure.
Obviously this isn't the best year for Eduardo Rodriguez. No one with a 5.9 ERA is having a good year. But then you look at some of the stuff that I won't look at right now because my computer will fall apart if I do.
Correct. Yeah.
Everything under the hood for Erod looks good. I'm literally reverting to my fantasy baseball waiver wire article that I wrote to look at Erod's numbers because I wrote
9.5 K per 9, 3.2 walks per 9, which is fine for him. He's giving up a lot of home runs, which has been his bugaboo, 1.6 homers per 9. But a 5.9 ERA, his expected ERA is 3.9, his extra is 4.07. So basically looking at a pitcher that's pitching 2 runs better than what his ERA is actually suggesting that he has thrown to this year, which I feel like we've said a lot about Erod over the course of his career. When he's going bad, the numbers aren't that bad. When he's going good, the numbers are always great, right? Because then he's really taking advantage of those matchups here. The White Sox on the year, 4th highest strikeout rate versus left-handed pitching overall this season at 26%. I know we've highlighted that they've been slightly marginally improved over the last month or so, but from a strikeout perspective, 29% strikeout rate over the last 30 days. That does come with a 255 average, a 211 ISO for the Chicago White Sox against left-handed pitching, and a 330 WOBA over the last 30 days. So again, how much of that is Miguel Vargas hitting home runs? I don't know, but they are striking out at a 29+% clip here for Erod.
Yeah, and Erod has 2 10 strikeout games, 10 and 12 on his docket this year. I think there's a lot And I actually highlighted in the waiver wire column, he's back up over 10% swinging strike rate. So, this year. So get a guy that's generating more whiffs against a team that is striking out 29% of the time, and you win a prize. So
yeah,
I think your odds mispriced at 73 quite a bit.
Do we go anybody else here, though? This could be Walker Buehler's last start in the rotation before like a phantom IL stint hits his way with
retirement.
Or flat out DFA and the
DFA.
20 million that they.
I mean, one year, like they dangle him be like, we will accept any trade offer available.
Yeah, I think an IL stint works first. They give him 15 days to sit and get a couple of AAA rehab starts.
Rehab starts. Yeah,
and then they'll figure out what they do there. Alan Winans is get called up.
Yeah, it's really not the best. Yarborough on the IL, Winans. Yeah, it's not great. Okay. He has been really good at AAA.
Yeah.
He has not been really good anytime he's pitched in the majors. So
I don't have that. Yeah.
Listen, there's two things I wish weren't happening in this series. One, Alan Winans wasn't making his debut in Great American, and two, I really wish Chase Burns wasn't making his debut against the Yankees.
I am super excited to see what his price tag will be tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Does he hit 9K like right out of the gate, or like?
I'm gonna say $8,000. That would be my. I just looked. He's not showing.
Yeah.
Even though he's not pitching till Tuesday, so we obviously, but like they would still have him. Even like, yeah, I did not see him, so we will see. But my guess is gonna be 8K.
Okay. What was Mizorowski on his debut? Was that like the same thing? It was like 81 or something?
I think he was like 8,000. And the funny thing is, and you didn't do Friday's show with me, he got pushed back all those days. We had talked like 4 days of Mizorowski. He ended up $9,000 on the Friday slate. Well, you did the pre-show, so you knew that. But like, he was like $8,200 when we first talked about him, and then there was rain, and then he got pushed back, and then he was
to his benefit because he went from having to face the Cubs in Chicago to facing Minnesota.
Sure, and he's perfect through
6. Yeah, exactly. So he's awesome, obviously. And then I sent you that chart, the fastest average fastball velocity, and he had his changeup. Is
fourth on the team. Fourth on the
team in velocity. His changeup. Yeah. All right. Anyways, Jack Hanowitz, another guy that we don't really throw often, had a good start against the Yankees because everybody was having a good start against the Yankees. But Boston's lineup, I mean, like
wait, what? Are they missing somebody?
They don't
have anybody. They don't have anyone.
They're not missing Rafael Devers because we had Rob Refsnyder and Romy Gonzalez both homer off Robbie Ray today. So you rebuild them in the aggregate as Billy Bean said. So, but that's versus lefties.
That is.
This is a righty. Now they do have a lot of lefties in their lineup. Obviously, Marcel Mayer will be back in the lineup. Duran will probably go back to leadoff. They'll have Roman Anthony, Wilyer Abreu. But that lineup also didn't score many runs. It hasn't been scoring many runs. So you tell me, would you throw a dart at home on a guy that has been a punching bag for us all season?
If you guaranteed me the 2 home runs that he will guaranteed to be allowed will be a solo shots, and I'd give him a shot. Okay. But I also don't like he had 8 strikeouts against the Yankees. Yeah, dude, like do that again. I dare you. Tell that to Kyle Hendricks too, right? Like the Yankees literally, like they had the closest thing to in Space Jam when your powers were zapped as any team probably this year. Yeah, because they were the best offense in baseball, and for a week straight were literally the worst offense in baseball. Right? That is the closest thing to like when the Space Jam aliens steal the power. So
to be completely unfair to the Boston Red Sox, the last
16 and a half days.
Yeah, the last 7 days.
Okay.
Against right-handed, which is
basically without Devers, right?
The week without Devers, right? Second highest strikeout rate versus right-handed pitching at 28%. 156 team batting average.
Okay.
130 ISO, 230 WOBA versus right-handed pitching over the last 7 days. Again, to be completely unfair to them, taking 160 plate appearances over the course of the week, their lineup without Devers has them essentially the worst offense in baseball versus right-handed pitching. But if you wanted to go the last 2 weeks, they even had Devers included there, 194 batting average, 280 ISO, and a 27.5% against right-handed pitching. They're just not really hitting right-handed pitching. Like
they only hit lefties
because they have two guys that they're splits. Now, again, at some point, we're expecting Roman Anthony. I could pull up his Baseball Savant page if you want. It's all red.
Yeah.
Right? Like everything's red for Roman Anthony. He's just getting some batted ball luck. Marcelo Meyer, eventually you're expecting him to hit. But right now they're not. So I don't mean to waste everybody's time talking this long about Jack Kahanowitz, but as a Red Sox fan, that offense is pretty bad right now.
I'll say this. My expectation when we wake up tomorrow and we look at ownership are that the Red Sox have a lot of it.
Probably.
Because Kahanowitz is always picked on.
Yeah.
Because he gives up home runs. Like as good of a ground ball pitcher as he is, he has allowed a lot of home runs.
There's also no expensive Red Sox.
And there's no expensive Red Sox. So my expectation would be a lot of the young, especially the young guys, and like Duran, obviously. Sure. Now Willier's back. Like they will all have ownership attached to their names.
Anything else here for you? Like, are we attacking the Yankees? Like, does Nick Lodolo, who I've said has struggled at home and then had a home start against Minnesota and was actually okay. Home start against Arizona there was actually kind of okay. Do we buy the talent of Nick Lodolo here against a Yankees offense that is still not 100%, Yeah,
good Saturday, shaky Sunday until the 8th inning.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it. Nick Lodolo's $8,000. He's a talented pitcher. So if you want to take a shot on the talented pitcher at $8K, but with the caveat, pre-Yankees, whatever the heck, they were the best team in baseball against lefties, bar none, right? That was just like number one across the board. Every category, they were number one.
Yeah.
So when that form happens, if it's Nick Lodolo, sorry, you lose. We'll move on to Tuesday.
Yep, agreed. All right, catcher. Kyle Raleigh. Oh my God.
He is gonna. I mean, as a Yankees fan, and I mean this, like Judge is having a historic season, and I'm not gonna lose sight of that. Even though he's not hitting 400 anymore, he's still hitting 360.
Yeah,
and he still has a chance to hit 60 home runs. So like, that's still incredible. There's legitimate chance that Cal Raleigh is the MVP.
Dude, we're still 2.5 weeks out of the All-Star break.
There's a legitimate chance because we know Judge is also going to go on a power surge, right?
Yeah.
Could we be looking? Oh, seriously, could we be looking at Bonds, Sosa, Bonds, McGuire, Bonds, Sosa, McGuire race with Raleigh, Judge, Ohtani? Could they all hit 60 plus this year?
Eugenio Suarez?
Could there be literally under 3.5 players that hit 50 plus home runs this year?
Over. I think you have to take the over, don't you?
Over 1.5 that hit 60.
Kyle Raleigh might have 40 by the break, right?
Well, he's homering every day.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately for him, he doesn't get to play in the wind in Chicago anymore. He does have to move a little bit.
Yeah.
But it hasn't stopped him at all. He has 14 home runs at home. So, I don't know. I play him in any scenario ever. I play him in any matchup existence in the world. And Bailey Ober has been better against lefties this year.
Yeah.
Because his splits are terrible against righties. He's been god-awful against righties. Might be the only spot you and I like talked all year where we're like excited to play J-Rod and Ray Rosarena in. But I would play Cal Raleigh even if there was a fire. I mean, it's just this is the exception to the rule about spending up for catcher because this is just not normal. This is not normal.
Agreed. Bonds, by the way, had 39 at the All-Star break.
During his 73?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're like,
I mean, there's legitimacy to like saying hit week and a half, you said. So there's like 35 could potentially be on the table, right? Like 35 home runs on the table.
He has.
Am I selling him short? Yeah,
I
guess I'm
more
selling him
homer
short.
games than anybody in the league. So
yeah, I'm selling him short.
And Bailey Ober, giving him up this year. So
he has.
Anyway, so Kyle Raleigh at 6K is very. Again, you need him at this point to do more than homering, and he still is, and he's also stealing bases.
I know he has nine stolen bases on the year.
He's Ohtani. It's great at the catcher.
But like,
yeah,
he's catching.
I know.
It's crazy, dude.
It is. So he's 6K. Tyler Stevenson against Winans at 42. William against we didn't talk about Ashcraft, but he's not good in pitching for Pittsburgh. He's $4,100.
No, it's not Graham.
No, I know. It's the other Ashcraft.
Yeah, Braxton.
Yeah. Graham's from Cincinnati.
Braxton's been good. But he's a relief, but he's like, I don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna pitch like 50 pitches.
Yeah, Big Christmas launched a homer off of Bubba Chandler today. It wasn't a good scene for the
Big Christmas did.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a good scene for the Bubba Chandler truthers today. Got pulled early and gave up like 6 runs.
Well, to be fair to, like, I know Big Christmas hasn't been good this year. Big Christmas also hit like a 700-foot home run in the ALCS last year.
Yeah.
So
he was a major league player that got a hanging something and hit it over the field.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen to you. Anyway, so there's that. Baldwin, if he's in the lineup against Blackburn, Narvaez obviously 38. If he's gonna hit in the middle of the lineup, probably for Boston. I would go all Angels here against Walker Buehler. That guy sucks.
I am pretty confident Logan O'Hoppe hits another home run here.
Walker Buehler. I love his accountability where he's just like, yeah, man, I'm just ass right now. Like, I am literally the worst. It's like, well, yeah, you can't. What else are you gonna say?
I know.
You're literally the worst pitcher.
And there's not even like, he can't even be like, yeah, I look at the numbers every day and I know that there's better things ahead because all the peripherals say that they are. Like, no, dude, they don't. Yeah, they're bad.
No, he just is not good. Not good. So there's that play. Caro, I guess we're not going Erod, but I feel like we're probably going Erod here.
Yeah.
And that may be it. Or no, if he's in the lineup, I'd play him anyways. So.
Yep.
Anything else for you?
Your Maldonado against a lefty play.
Ooh, dude, and Parker's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Martin Maldonado, lefty 2K. That feels pretty good. First base, Matt Olson gets Blackburn, Alonso versus Schwellenbach. Schwellenbach did give him a couple homers in that matchup because Juan Soto's all the way back. So.
Oh, he's so back. I mean, what a surprise.
Yeah. Oh, no. Big surprise. So Shane Smith's been good, but I don't think we're not avoiding Arizona.
No,
right?
Absolutely not. No.
4,800 for Nailers, but
it's still he's still like kind of still baked into Coors. Like that price is still like Coors related.
Yeah, Goldschmidt should be in the lineup here, I would imagine, with the lefty.
He'll lead off. Yeah, he's been bad, but he'll lead off against lefty.
Again, the Cardinals could be your GPP ticket because if Ben Brown has the bad Ben Brown game, he's giving up 8 runs. So Wilson Contreras is there.
Yep.
Could play Pavin Smith if you wanted to. Reese, Nathaniel Lowe. We didn't talk Kolek. We've kind of gone back and forth on whether or not Kolek is a good pitcher or not. Obviously, Washington has some good bats in their lineup, but
he has been good.
Yeah.
He's fine, right? It's fine. Washington, he'll get a lot of lefties, and I believe the lefties are what he struggles with. So we'll confirm that on the live show. But
get a little bit of a power surge here for Nolan Shanuel.
I know it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. I don't know. He's actually hitting home runs.
Yeah.
I would absolutely play him at this price because it's not. He's also hitting 280 this year.
Yeah.
So he's been like just a good hitter.
People need to remember that he got drafted and then made the major league.
He played in like the College World Series and then was like, "Hey guys, I just drafted. I'm just gonna play." And the Angels have done that. They did that.
Played like 15 AAA games or something like that.
It's even less than like Kurtz. And he was one of Underdog. Shout out to Underdog. They put out that tweet after Chase Burns was announced the starter for Tuesday.
Yeah,
there's 5 players from the 24 draft already made their debut.
Yeah.
The Angels have 2 of them. Shanuel and Christian Moore made his debut, and he was drafted last year too. So or 24 draft. Yeah, 20. He was
24.
literally drafted and called up the same year.
Yeah, Burns was the number 2 overall pick. Moore was 14, I think.
Yeah, and Shanuel was also in that draft, wasn't he? And then they
2023.
Oh, 23. Okay.
Yeah, and he played 22 minor league baseball games.
I mean, that's not even. That's crazy. So he's learning on the job.
Yes, that was actually one of the things. Not to make this about the Red Sox, but apparently, one of the Red Sox beat writers tweeted out after Campbell got sent down that, including high school, college, and minor leagues, Christian Campbell has only ever played like 320 total baseball games.
I mean, that is
never. He just like doesn't. He just like he was 1 year in the minor leagues. He just worked his way all the way through. Played some high school. Like
guys. We knew that. We're not going down that road.
No, we're not. But Shanuel was one of those guys that made that leap, and it was like, man, like, why isn't he producing? It's like, well, they give him 20 at bats, AAA, and said, learn to hit major league pitching, which like he has actually hit major league pitching.
He
hit
has
275 as a rookie, hit 250 for a year last year.
Doesn't strike out. Doesn't strike out either.
You know, the power will come. He's a big dude.
He is a big dude, bro. And you always joke about the noodle, but it's true. Like,
well,
the bat speed. He's the slowest bat speed in baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know. You ever watch like the MLB Network commercials? They have the bat speeds. Like they have like a commercial where it like shows like if you're watching the game, it'll show you like your team. But it's always Araz has the slowest and Shanuel have the last 2 bat speeds in baseball.
Dude, like again, squared up 91st percentile, sweet spot 87th percentile. He is making the best contact. Like,
in game
of anybody.
Yeah.
He just like isn't hitting it on the barrel, isn't hitting it hard, and has no bat speed. So, go figure.
I know he would have one more home run if Denzel Clark didn't exist in the world.
Yeah, well, no, that guy is just give him the Gold Glove now. CES, if you want to go there against mine, it's $3,400. Obviously, a lot of power.
I don't think he's gonna play.
You don't think so?
They haven't played him. He's played like once in 4 games. They're just like, I think he's done. I think they're sending him back when Candelario gets back.
Okay. Well, if he's in the lineup or not, that's fine then. Toro, 33. He's cooled off as we expected.
Steer, 3K.
Steer, Vargas against Erod if we're not going there.
Yep. Yes, I like that one too.
Cool. Second base position.
Wait. Just salute. I mean this. Donovan Solano, 2,100 double dong. I know it was the win game. Dude, he has a lot of hits this weekend.
I know. He usually hits lefties well, but he's had 9 hits in 3 games. So.
And, dude, the Bailey Ober problem this season has been righties. So if Donovan Solano's in the lineup against Bailey Ober, $2,100. All
right.
I'm in.
Okay. Second base, again, Gatel Marte's $500.
Crazy series. Crazy series, of course.
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
He didn't even play the final game.
Didn't play the final game, but it was everybody in that series was awesome. Jazz is lefty. I played Terang at 41. Matt McLean kind of waking up a little bit here.
Yeah, he hit second. Hit second on Sunday again.
Yeah, if they hit him second again, $3,800 could certainly get there. Polanco, I know you said Ober's having trouble with righties. Would play all St. Louis, just like you said the other day. Just keep kind of chugging him in there, especially if Ben Brown's chalky. Like, it would make sense to play a powerful Cards team here.
Sure.
Nolan Gorman of the same ilk. Anything down here for you, Mayer?
Yeah, Mayer. If Castro plays, he's day to day. You got Mydroth if you're playing against Erod. We have LeMahieu if you're playing against Lodolo. And you mentioned I like Marcelo Meyer if you're playing lefties against. Yeah. Interesting note. I think Nato will be back in the lineup. They did lead Rengifo off.
Okay.
Rengifo's been better of late. Had the double dong last week. Had another home run on Saturday. I don't think they're going to lead him off again, but if Rengifo cracks the lineup. Cole Young's been better too.
Yeah, can throw Christian Moore in that conversation.
Yeah, power for Christian
Moore. Third base position, Machado versus Parker at 49, Suarez at 47. Again, another guy, 25 homers already this year. Like, Jesus. super good. Riley's 45, so that whole crew's solid. There doesn't look like there's much value though. Lux and Meyer can play here.
Yeah, Shaw's been a corpse.
Yeah.
Lux, I like. Third base is interesting that you have Lux.
Vargas, if you're not playing Euro, as we mentioned, at first base.
Yep.
But not much value.
Caleb Durbin's been good lately for
sure.
The Brewers. I mean, they acquired him because he hit a lot. Brooks Lee, he had the longest hit streak in baseball until it was snapped. He had an 18-game hit streak that was snapped on
4 hits today.
Saturday, and then said, you know what, I'm going to start my own streak. And then it, 4 hits again. So 2,800 against Wu.
Okay. Shortstop. Ellie De La Cruz, $5,800. Francisco Lindor, just homer now. Against Schwellenbach at $5,500. You have Abrams, Nato, Perdomo, the whole crew's here. You'd pretty much play. I mean, Volpe is the right split side, even though he's kind of been bad. But you could play Crawford, 38 and up. I mean, I don't know. Probably play all these shortstops. Not to be a bad analyst here, but I don't think there's a pitching matchup I'd avoid, and all of these guys are playable. Bogarts up. Right? Like
literally Xander. Yeah, because Xander had like 9 straight hits, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had like 10 straight at bats with a hit or something like that.
Yeah, fans were petitioning to like kick him out of the team, and then he's like, "Well, hold
on." Yeah, I would legitimately play Xander up and then skip a couple names and get down to David Hamilton, who has been pretty corpsey, but did homer the other day randomly.
Yeah. He's got 12 stolen bases and 50 at bats, or 50 games rather. So like.
And then he always sprinkles in like a random home run that he probably should hit.
Game.
Yeah,
this game. So
yep.
No, I'm with you. It's probably it though, right? Yeah.
Probably it, yeah, because we're playing every shortstop on the list.
Yeah, every shortstop, yeah. All right, outfield, Judge versus Lodolo, Acuna, Tucker, PCA. No, Cruz has been pretty bad. He's over 6K too, though. Feels like Buxton's homering off everybody.
He's homering. Dude, why are people throwing him first pitches? Why are people giving him first pitches during any at-bat in the first inning? He's homered so many first at-bats in this last week. Yeah. Like, guys, he's swinging every first pitch of the game. Stop throwing like these meatballs. He's gonna
healthy Byron Buxton is finally gonna live up to the number 1 overall potential here.
Yeah, he's absolutely going nuclear.
Yeah.
He doesn't even care anymore. He's running. He's like, screw it, dude. Yeah. I'm gonna get hurt anyway. So let me just go.
I can't wait till we find out like you spend the offseason just like sleeping in like a hyperbaric chamber or something like that. Just, like keep him going. Obviously the way Soto's playing, even against Schwellenbach, he's just too cheap. The numbers for him are gonna just keep going up from here. All the Padres guys are in play. J-Rod, Cincinnati's outfielders. Mike Trout versus Walker Buehler at 45. I'd play that.
Yeah, man. The Angels are going to hit a lot of home runs here.
Feels like it. This particular game, they are going to.
I think Buehler's been like over. I want to say he's like over 2 home runs per 9 innings to righties this year.
I will tell you in a minute.
Like, I think it's like pretty solidly over 2 per 9 to righties.
2.4. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, I think there's
a 1.5 versus lefty, so also not good.
Yeah, also not good. But I just remember, and John, if you can help me out here,
sure.
Do you know what the one thing the Angels have a lot of in their lineup?
They hit for a lot of power.
And they have a lot of what from what split side?
A lot of righties.
A lot of righties.
Yeah.
I mean, they might throw Shanuel and Rengifo, right, as their 2 lefties. Maybe give Lamonte Wade a couple at bats here, but like
still the second highest strikeout rate in baseball versus righties, but they have the 7th best ISO, still 170 ISO versus righties.
Yeah, they hit a lot of home runs.
They do. So again, a lot of these outfielders you can obviously plug in your lineup. I like the Milwaukee plays, Achorio and Yelich.
Yep.
Would again played all the Padres, not afraid of that. If you are playing Boston, again, they're all relatively, Willier's 42, Duran's 46, but it's as expensive as they get. Will Benson, we know, has power.
We just saw that. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, go for it.
We just saw the Braves against Blackburn stuff, and Blackburn stinks against righties. If you want to play Ozuna 43, I know the hip is obviously something, but
I was gonna say, I know we liked Liberatore earlier this season. Ian Happ has been on a tear right now.
He has been on a tear, and he's good.
Yeah.
Just a solid baseball player.
Yep. Taylor Ward will definitely homer at 4K.
Giancarlo, 39. I mean, the home run's coming. Same Roman Anthony, we know that's coming too. Like,
yep. Burleson at 38 versus Ben Brown.
Dude, he has been. Sheesh.
Everything I asked of him right earlier this year. We're like, why isn't this guy hitting for more power? Now he's got 8 homers, and he's
hitting third. Like he's
good player. Luke Raley back. Yeah,
he is. Yeah, he had played over the weekend.
Got that there. Dude, Ceddanne Rafaela has been really good.
He's in one of those stretches.
He is. Homered again today. Has a little speed, has a little power. You can certainly get there. Victor Scott, he was scratched today, but if he's back in the lineup, Joe Adell, we know a lot of power. Alec Thomas, Corbin Carroll's getting an MRI. So
he is getting an MRI.
Alec Thomas is 32.
They played Grishik against a righty on Sunday.
Yeah.
2 hits and 2 RBI.
They won't call back up our guy.
McCarthy? Well, he will. He was bad to quite bad. Yeah.
I know.
If you are going to play Erod, we know Austin Slater
has
the historical lefty. Yeah. Dude, I played 2,400 Dominic Canzoni on Sunday. He doubled on. Did get the double on.
Yeah.
He's been fine. Like just punting that. I saw your boy Nate Eaton was back. He was in the lineup on Sunday.
Ninth. Against lefties though, so he.
That's true. That's true. They'll have Willier start there.
All right, let's do this here. I think we're going to go Erod and who?
Schwelly. I know he's a tough spot, but
not a great spot. Just gotta play.
Yeah, we don't have to go Schwelly then. We can go like Wu or Patrick.
I was gonna say, I think Patrick's where I want to go here.
Okay,
it's Pittsburgh, right? Just take the 2 pitchers and what considered to be the easiest matchups, right?
Yeah, let's get a couple Angels in our core, and then
Shane Newell.
Yeah, I mean, get the noodle in there. Swing the wet noodle, dude.
Trout and what? Ward or Adell?
Oh, Joe Adell's definitely homering in this spot. Dude, salute to Joe Adell. I don't know if you looked at some of his expected numbers. Dude, he has some really good underlying stuff going on there.
All right, I'm going to do this as our core. Erod, Patrick, Raleigh, Shane Newell, Donovan, Trout, and Adell. You have third base, shortstop, and outfield at 4,400-ish, around that, 43.6 per player. We'll put the completed lineup in the Discord per usual. Then we'll be back live at 5 to get you guys ready for this Monday slate. We'll see you then.